So it took about an hour to drive from Santa's Village to Storyland. Find out how to use my Palace Platinum Pass, probably through guest services. So yep, guest services was the way to go. But of course the systems are not integrated, so it didn't scan in. But they just waved me through. You really have to go uphill to reach this coaster. This park is a terrain park for sure. This is Polar Coaster. I got on in 30 minutes thanks to 2 train operations. I was not expecting 2 train ups on this. Seems like most of these kind of parks just run 1 train, but they're running 2. I was expecting an hour, but with 2 trains, it was 30 minutes. And not a lot to the ride. Some lateral forces in a couple of the turns. Real smooth, good family coaster. But one I would only ride again if the line was super short. This one has been on my radar for so many years, and I'm finally here. If the line's an hour, I guess I'll get 2 rides. The line took 45 minutes, but I lucked into the front row. Got the front row on Polar Coaster too. It's got some really good airtime on it, but it is very rough. In fact, I got a headache after 1 ride. I haven't had anything giving me a headache at all this trip. I rode El Toro 11 times. Not any kind of a headache whatsoever, but this gave me a headache. I think I will go ride again, but I think 2 rides is all I can handle on this because it's quite rough. So if you haven't put it together yet, this is not going to top Excalibur for me. Excalibur is by far and away better than this. I did not foresee liking Yankee Cannonball more than Roar-O-Saurus, but this is just so rough. I probably ought to qualify that the Gravity Group Woodies, to me, have not been as big of a deal as they are to other people. I've always felt that they all run pretty rough and that the airtime is over-exaggerated. And it wasn't like horrifically rough, but it was definitely rougher than you would want a coaster to be that's kind of meant to accommodate kids. I heard kids coming off the ride saying they didn't want to ride it again because it was too rough. So I wish Gravity Group could find a solution to that problem. I really like the storybook area of the park. It's really well done. Reminds me a lot of Storybook Land in New Jersey, or Idlewild has their section also. I rode it again, got the back row this time, much better in the back than in the front. Not only for the airtime, but also for the smoothness. It's still rough back there, but not nearly as rough. The front row was quite rough, but the back, not too bad. Front row gave me a headache, back row didn't. Some coasters are weird that way. They can actually ride better in the back. Coney Island Cyclone is that way. You do not want the front car in Coney Island Cyclone. It is brutal, but the back is perfectly fine. So that's it from Storyland. It's the one place I know I won't be back. I know it's not really designed for someone like me. If you're at Storyland without kids, they're gonna give you all kinds of looks. The workers will, so yeah, you might want to just run in, get the credits, and leave.